In a world in which movies are just constantly remade, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go see. They've remade the movie Red Dawn. They've remade this. They've remade that. Fortunately, they have not touched Smokey and the Bandit yet. And I'm very thankful for that, because I can tell you what, there is nobody on this earth that would successfully be able to emulate the work of Sheriff Buford T. Justice, which was played by Jackie Gleason, the late Jackie Gleason. And let me tell you something, Jackie Gleason was a very talented individual. Okay? If you get a chance to watch the original Smokey and the Bandit and Smokey and the Bandit Part 2, you'll see the exceptional work of Jackie Gleason as Sheriff Buford T. Justice. Now, in one scene of the original Smokey and the Bandit, Sheriff Justice was calling this other sheriff, and he was doing this over the CB, and the other sheriff said something to the effect that something was not germane to the situation. Now, of course, Sheriff Justice says, well, the dang blasted Germans had nothing to do with it. Okay, germane is not German. Okay, germane is an actual word that actually means relevant to the situation. So basically what the other sheriff was saying to Sheriff Justice was that just because he was a sheriff does not mean he has the right to chase this vehicle through another state. Okay. Remember, Sheriff Justice was a sheriff of Texarkana, Texas. He was not supposed to be chasing anybody in the state of Arkansas, because that's the end of his jurisdiction. As soon as he left Texarkana, Texas, he no longer had jurisdiction over anything. And declaring himself to be the sheriff of Texarkana, Texas had nothing to do with the pursuit that he was in. See, Sheriff Justice could have gone to jail just as much as the Bandit was going to go to jail, because they were both speeding through another state, basically. So, whenever you hear the word germane, what it actually means is relevant to a situation. Okay? It's just like when I tell people about the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition. When I'm telling people in a certain community like Champaign, Springfield, Decatur, Bloomington, Ottawa, Clinton, etc., etc., I tell these people about the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition. The reason why I'm telling them this is because they actually have signs in those communities. If they didn't have signs in those communities, there would be no reason to tell them that. I wouldn't tell somebody in Kentucky about the Looking for Lincoln signs unless they had some kind of a family where the family would then be able to come to Illinois and see the signs for themselves and be good family entertainment. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell them. A truck driver in Kentucky, unless he has a family, really could care less about signs that are erected in Illinois. Okay? I certainly wouldn't tell anybody about the Decatur Celebration Razzle Dazzle Good Time Parade unless they had already videotaped a parade in their community, which means we could swap parades, or if they had a family situation where they could come up to the Decatur Celebration and watch the parade themselves, or if they wanted to show their kids a parade that didn't happen in their community, they could do that as well. But you see how the relevance comes? People who don't have families are not going to be very interested in a razzle-dazzle good time parade. It's just that simple. So you have to have something of relevance. Somebody that is not studying geometry would have no interest in Euclid's elements. Somebody that was not planning their retirement right at this point would not be much interested in accounting, unless they were going to become an accountant. So I think you're finally getting the idea of what relevance is. And if you have any questions about that, leave them down here in the comments below. I will tell you more in future videos, so stay tuned.